Well, tonight we once again can read all of the newspapers available, the websites, watch television, see and hear all sorts of people bash the President of the United States. That's right, bash him, trash him, insult and disparage him viciously and endlessly. And they attack the President daily, relentlessly, but not because he's failed in any way. To the contrary, President Trump is succeeding beyond even the imaginings of his most ardent, passionate supporters, rebuilding our military, establishing American strategic preeminence rather than Obama's strategic patience. Today, keeping his promise to tear up dumb trade deals, and particularly NAFTA, because NAFTA was a particularly dumb deal, even among vast numbers of dumb U.S. trade agreements. President Trump once again stunning his detractors, principally Dems and rhinos, and of course, the national left-wing media, by keeping another of his campaign promises. You would think by now they would have learned. Mr. Trump says what he means and means what he says. Already an historic president, inspiring trillions of dollars of growth in our markets, driving economic growth to 4% when his predecessor claimed less than 2% was the new normal, and insisted, of course, that our entrepreneurs hadn't built that. The hell you say? Think of all this that the president has accomplished, deregulating our economy, which had been suffocating under the Dems and Obama, cutting taxes, just as he promised, and restoring American confidence throughout, expanding our middle class, wages moving higher, restoring prosperity for all Americans, record low unemployment rates for minorities. He campaigned, remember, for minority votes, asking, what have you got to lose? Everyone now is winning with this president. The lowest unemployment rates for women in almost 2 decades. He's rolled back the oppressive values and the policies of the Obama years. Obama the oppressor, we might have called him, who apologized for America on a global scale, who frittered away immense opportunities for all our people. Do you recall, by the way, a single article in the New York Times or Washington Post or on 60 Minutes criticizing Mr. Obama? Me either. Imagine what the national left-wing media could be doing right now to our great president if he weren't historic and was failing America like his predecessor rather than succeeding. President Trump is leading America, and for that, I'm truly grateful. If you are as well, I'll hope you'll take some time and make your view known in 71 days. Your vote will count, just like it did 2 years ago. Think where we could have been and how happy the national left-wing media would have been had we not voted for President Trump. Let's do some more winning.
Well, millions along the East Coast and in the Caribbean are preparing and watching out for Tropical Storm Florence. You know, the storm is expected to reach hurricane strength tonight, and it continues to churn in the Atlantic toward us. Meteorologist Adam Klotz is tracking it for us in the Fox Weather Center. So where's Florence at? Where do you think it's going to go?
Hey there, Eric. Well, it's kind of a slow mover at this point, moving off to the west at 5 miles an hour. The big story is how quickly it's going to strengthen. Currently just a tropical storm with winds there right around 65 to 70 miles an hour. It's running into warmer water. It's going to just have the conditions that are perfect. You start to see it run up to a Category 2 as it moves south of Bermuda, then jumping up to a Category 4 as it gets closer and closer to the mainland United States. That not until likely Thursday of next week. It's long enough away that there's still some indecision here. But what helps this happen? Well, there's a couple of things that a big storm like this needs. Wind shear. So some of these really dark areas you're seeing, that will tear a storm apart. But if you notice what this is moving into, clear open skies. That's going to allow this to continue to get stronger. On top of that, we're looking at areas with very warm water. It takes that warm water to help fuel these storms. And 85 degrees, that is bath water this is going to be running over. So this storm is going to continue to get bigger from now all the way as it marches its way closer and closer to the U.S. coast here in the next week or so. Here's our tropical models. And as I said, this is a ways out there still. So there is some indecision in the models. Just a couple of them have it turning to the north. More and more of these are in agreement, though, that this is going to approach the East Coast. But this is taking, again, all the way into Thursday or Friday of this upcoming week. So there's a little ways here to decide what's going to happen with this. Two of the models we like the best, the Euro and the GFS, both take it running right up to the coast. The Euro runs it into the Carolinas. The GFS begins to run up the coast. those are close enough that this means this is something we're going to have to be paying very close attention to the next couple of days. Now, it seems like it's been a really calm season thus far, and it has. But what we're beginning to see right now is typically what we should see. Right there, it's September 8th. By September 10th, this is historically the peak of hurricane season, of the tropical season. We're getting that. And the thing is, this isn't the only system. We're tracking a couple more back behind it. It's really beginning to build up off the coast of Africa, and these are going to start firing off here, Eric. So obviously Florence is our big concern right now, but I think the whole second half of the month upcoming, we're going to be watching the tropics closely.
Wow. All right. We'll keep an eye on it.
Yep.
Adam, thank you.
Oh my God, it's so coming so closer, please. We gotta walk. Baby, you gotta get on. Oh my God, it's so hot. Hey, you know, everybody's at a standstill, even that side, they're not moving. Oh my God, I wanna go! Brandon, we gotta get out and walk. We can't stay right here. Look at that side just caught on fire. We cannot stay right here. We can't stay right here, man. We gotta walk. We gotta walk, man. We can't stay right here. We can't stay right here, babe. Oh my God, it's so coming so closer, please. We gotta walk, babe. Babe, you gotta get up.
Billionaire Tesla head Elon Musk.
What is he up to?
We know what he's up to. Once again, seeming to dare people to call him out.
I mean, it's legal, right?
It's totally legal.
Okay.
How does that work? Do people get upset at you if you do certain things?
Do you see this right here?
There's
Elon
tobacco
Musk.
and marijuana in there.
Is he inhaling? Yeah, no, I'm not sure.
Okay, whether or not he's inhaling, he's in a state where it's legal. But right there, Elon Musk is seen taking in a joint during a podcast interview with Joe Rogan.
All right. Also this morning, two top executives for the company, Elon Musk's company, Tesla, announced they're jumping ship. The company's chief accounting officer and head of HR both announced their departures hours after Musk's pot-smoking appearance. May not be about that, though. It may be about other stuff.
It may not. Remember,
Yeah.
this company has been
Got a lot of headlines.
Embroiled in controversy. We're seeing the stock drop today. Just a couple weeks ago, he made this claim they were going private. They had funding secured. That didn't materialize. You got to wonder, what is the board going to do? And it's already been criticized that the board has got his brother on it. It's got allies, got homeboys. What are they going to do about this one?
Hardball facing new challenges on multiple fronts. It's clear President Trump's problems aren't going away anywhere. In fact, they're adding up. As we're seeing, there are innumerable worries right now that threaten to consume his whole presidency. Most recently, there are the tape recordings made by former staffer Omarosa, with a promise of more tapes to come. There's the looming prospect of a damaging report from the special counsel, not to mention the legal wrangling over Trump's testimony and a potential subpoena, especially over the issue of obstruction. Then there's the trial of Paul Manafort, which could conclude in a matter of days. Then there's the unpredictability surrounding Michael Cohen. What's he got to say? Who could spill easily more of the president's secrets? Then there's those already cooperating in the Russian probe, including Michael Flynn, who's already talking. He's already told prosecutors what they know now. Last but not least, there's the growing possibility that the president's own son, Donald Trump Jr., could be in serious criminal jeopardy in connection with the Trump Tower meeting. All these concerns, in addition to actually catch this, being president of the United States on the side of all this stuff. It could explain why we so often see the president lashing out on Twitter like we did today. Among his many tweets, he again called for an end to the Russian probe, of course, referring to fired FBI agent Peter Strzok. He said, Strzok started the illegal rigged witch hunt. Why is this so-called probe ended immediately? But given all that's transpired, who's left to believe him? Trump, that is. A new CNN poll released today shows a majority of Americans, 56%, say the president's public statements about the Russian probe are mostly or completely false.